Welcome back, everybody. It is 7:46 Eastern, Monday, September 23rd. Welcome back to Fun the Locker Room. Truett Carstetter. I'm joined by the wonderful Sean Rankle, Liam Holloway, or as I like to call them, the brains of the operations, or in simpler terms, the talent on the podcast. We're recapping Week 3 of the 2024 NFL season. We're going to cover a lot today because I'm sure, as you guys would agree, this has been a very interesting and peculiar NFL season so far. So one you just don't see too often, for better or for worse. So make sure, hunker down, grab a snack, a drink, preferably an alcoholic drink, so that we're funnier and our takes sound better. But we got two Monday Night Football games tonight, one which has already started. We're going to skip to that section right away instead of doing our takes first. We're going to get our predictions in, and then after our predictions, we're going to talk about the challenge that I had to endure for making such a bold and, let's just say, wildly inaccurate prediction last week. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the 5-time ESPY Award winner, Sean Rankle, to lay it out for us tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Truett. Game just kicked off right now. We made our picks before the show just for all transparency, make sure that nobody was influenced by anything that happened in the first couple minutes as the game kicked off. But Jags at Bills, Bills -5, favorites at home against a Jags team reeling after another 0-2 start to the season. Can they get a big Monday Night Football win? Liam, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. So Rank and I were on the same page with this one. We both chose the Bills to cover. Truett looking to switch things up, pick the Jags, and right now the Bills are up 6-0. So looking pretty good for Rank and I, as usual. Truett, you can't really say the same.
You know, if anyone's watched the show for a while, I really do like Josh Allen, and I'm very critical of Trevor Lawrence, but we have to change things up just for the purpose of winning. So we are going with the under, especially because I was very adamant last week that a 5-point favorite was going to win. So we're going to switch it up this week for a different 5-point underdog.
I appreciate the dedication. I appreciate it. Other game, I think we're going to have more takes in this one. Commanders at the Bengals. Bengals 7-point favorites. I'll start with this one. I saw a betting nugget going into the show today that said teams that are 5.5-point underdogs or greater than 5.5-point underdogs are 13-2 against the spread so far this NFL season. So I'll do what True usually does. I'll go with the statistics, and the Commanders are covering this 7-point spread. As much as it pains me, as much as I like the Bengals, and I think the Bengals will win this game, based on the statistics alone, I'm picking the Commanders to cover.
Yeah. Rank, I'm going to tail you, but not for the reasons you outlined. I just think the Bengals have looked like crap this season. They haven't looked good at all. And you know what? I was really itching to use my double or nothing. I'm going to save it for a rainy day.
Wow.
But I think we could see the Commies not only keep it close, I think we could see a win tonight. We're going to have an Austin Eckler legacy game. You heard it here first.
Wow. Okay. Damn it. I really wanted to take the Commanders. I don't like when all three of us are in agreement. Liam, off the record, you actually think that the Commanders are going to win this game?
I think they have a very good chance. This is a trap game if I've ever seen one. At home. I just think the Bengals are going to get stunned.
You know the Commanders haven't really scored touchdowns this season, Liam, right? They can't get in the end zone.
So what I'm hearing is they're due? Is that what you're saying, man?
Oh, my God.
Hey, we'll get to it, but even the Panthers look pretty good. You never know, Rank. You never know.
That's a very good point. I originally was going to go with the Commanders as well, but, you know, honestly, more that I'm thinking about it, I really do like the way the Bengals looked in week 2 versus the Chiefs. You know, I said it last week. I think if they're one refereeing call away from us having a very different narrative about them. I was just looking at the Giants Commanders, which full discretion, I didn't really get to watch a lot, but if you look at the stats, you know, the Giants looked, they actually got some offense on the ground, 129 yards and a touchdown. I'm hoping that continues a little bit. Maybe they get a little Zach Moss going up against the Commanders. I'm just kind of bullshitting at this point. I'm just going to go with the Bengals to be different. Let's see them win by 10 points. We're going to say 10 points.
Wow, this could be a big swing future. You could.
This could be.
you go to first place with a good showing here.
Yeah, that's not really a territory I'm too familiar with, so it'd be cool to be a part of that club for maybe just 1 week.
Yeah. And a big shout out to our sponsor for Monday Night Picks, Arby's. True, would you like to introduce what you got?
So I'll just give a brief recap. I was very adamant that the Eagles were going to win last week, and I'm sure everyone in America saw that the Falcons had a very improbable comeback from behind, and it's really one of the only weeks I was rooting for the Eagles ever. Maybe if Saquon catches that ball, it's a whole different story. But as Liam insisted, and I accepted it. If the Falcons, I don't know if I even said if they covered. Maybe if I said if they won, I don't know. That I would eat a meat mountain from Arby's. I just picked it up on the way here. I might just unwrap it and save you guys the trouble of hearing me destroy it. But I'll show you what it looks like. When I got there to Arby's, I was the only one there, and the manager came over to the guy the cashier, and was like, and he was referring to the cook in the background. He's like, I don't think she knows how to make that. So this is the meat mountain. Holy shit! This is I'm gonna get if I get a close up. We got oh shit! There's a chicken tender in there. Okay, I didn't know that. Chicken tender. It looks like we got some beef, some roast beef, some cheese. It looks like turkey, ham, and bacon, and cheddar cheese, of course, to top it off. And then we got a nice soft bun. For the show, I'll give it a bite, and then we'll put it aside. I don't want to get the shits during the podcast. So here it is. Here's one more cross section.
Wow. So appetizing.
Wow.
It's really not that bad, actually. It's just a lot of meat in my mouth.
Something you're familiar with, huh?
That was actually pretty good, not gonna lie. For anyone that's wondering, it's on their secret menu. It's $12.
That's a good deal.
No, I mean it's not a bad deal at all. Like, it's a lot of meat.
Dude, you can get a second bun with that thing. Maybe make a second sandwich.
I have other buns. Maybe I'll have to do that.
Anyways,
I'm gonna put that aside. What? It's pretty good. I'm not gonna dog on it. I think it's pretty good. So,
what do we got out of 10? Give the people what they want.
Dude, the fact that cross section, I had chicken nugget, I had turkey, beef, and bacon all in my mouth at one time. I'm gonna go with an 8. I think just as a very unique experience. It didn't taste bad. I got some Arby's sauce with it. Maybe I'll have to try that in a second. But right now, 8 could be eligible for a 10 if the Arby's sauce really, takes it all together.
That's awesome.
All right. Should we get into some hot takes?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys both stole my hot takes. I'll let you guys go. Well, I think
all right, Wrinkle, lead us off.
Yeah, I'll start off with my boy, Sam Darnold. The reincarnated Sam Darnold. He left the Jets. He did bad with the Panthers, and as we've seen, Panthers quarterbacks do good when they leave Carolina. Mm-hmm. It's a proven fact. And he went to San Francisco, learned under the great Kyle Shanahan, is now leading this Minnesota offense that is looking like potentially one of the best teams in the league. They're 3-0, just beat the really good Houston Texans, which we all predicted to make the playoffs. This is becoming a legitimate team that is putting win against win in a conference that overall is not that strong of a conference. The Vikings with their weapons, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, and Sam Darnold. Who would have thought? But they have the chance, and I think are going to win the division. They are going to win this division. They're going to beat the Packers. I think they play the Packers coming up soon, so that's going to be a fun, exciting game. But those two teams are going to be competing for that NFC North title, and it's going to be the Vikings winning their first NFC North title in a while.
Spicy rank. I love it. You know what? I got to give credit to the Vikings. Their defense has been absolutely unreal this season.
Liam giving credit to the Vikings. truly is a great day. They must have put some sort of hallucinogenics in that meat mountain, man. I don't know if I heard that right. Yeah, I mean, Rank, you continue to be a very wise man because I don't know how you saw this coming. Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns, outplayed CJ Stroud, which beginning of the season, don't know if I would have ever said that. I just think it's funny how CJ Stroud was acting like the godfather of football to Caleb Williams on Sunday or Monday night, whatever it is. Then he gets just out torched by Sam Darnold. Just a little bro moment right there. But yeah, I mean, they're getting things going on all cylinders. You mentioned the defense is great. Aaron Jones, great game. Sam Darnold, great game. Rank, I don't see why they can't win the division, especially, with the NFL season and there's only so many games. You can't really afford to fall behind. And to start 3-0, getting wins against a very good Texans team, I like their chances.
Yeah, I agree. Other side of the ball, while we were on this game, might as well talk about the Texans. A dud. 7 points to an offense that we really thought was high-powered. Those wide receivers, obviously they're missing Joe Mixon, who knows, maybe is a bigger part of this offense than any of us would be willing to give him credit for going into the season. But I feel like, obviously, we're not going to overreact over one game, but these wide receivers need to start gelling better with CJ Stroud and figuring out ways to get these guys the ball in space and let them do their thing because they're all really talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a missing persons alert. A man by the name of Tank Dell. He has not been found all season. I don't know where he went, but he has not been found.
That's fair. He's done nothing.
He hasn't done shit. Nico and Diggs, you think that would be enough to get the Texans going, but I'm still waiting for that game where they just absolutely explode and have like 45 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. And as much as he's been a meme on our show, I think Joe Mixon really was missing, especially because if you look at the Vikings-Niners game the week before, Jordan Mason ran all over the Vikings. You anticipate that maybe you can get that sort of success week 3. They only rushed the ball 34 times. 14 times for 38 yards. It's tough. You're putting your young quarterback at a disadvantage by not being able to set up the ground game. But, maybe I'm wrong, but I think, Joe Mixon was a huge reason for why they couldn't get the offense going.
Mixie?
Yeah, I kind of agree. The fact that they only got 14 carries for 38 yards and Joe Mixon put up 150 rushing yards in his first game of the season, I think it really shows throughout the league that setting up a running attack can really benefit young quarterbacks and quarterbacks in general. And the lack of Joe Mixon definitely played a huge role here.
You got to wonder, and maybe you would only know this if you watched the game live. Did they just abandon the run or just find no success and realize we're not going to be able to get any of this going? We're going to have to pass if we want to win this game.
Yeah. They're also now 14-0 early. So
true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Sam Darnold, man. He's just putting up numbers on teams. Just absolutely dragging his hog across the field. Dude has been balling this year. All right. I'm going to
throw him into the MVP conversation.
I mean, he's got to be there early, right? Him and Andy Dalton, unbelievable. All right. I want to move on to my take. I think that the Steelers are the team to beat in the AFC. Their defense has been nothing short of phenomenal. And TJ Watt, undisputed best defensive player in the NFL. I don't think it's even close. What do you guys got for me?
No, it's fair. This defense, we knew coming into the season that if they were going to win games, it comes down to their defense, and their defense is doing what needs to be done to win games. But you also have to shout out Justin Fields because he is doing enough to win games. They didn't need him to go out and do anything special. He needs to manage this game, run the ball, and not make turnovers. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's executing this offense to perfection. It's the most Steelers way to win a football game that you could possibly imagine.
I think this was a perfect situation for him, and we talked about it in the first 2 weeks. But I also got to apologize to Justin Fields a little bit because people want to dog on him. He's been given all these tools and everything, and he's making some throws that 99% of quarterbacks really can't make sometimes. The throw to Calvin Austin was just an incredible, right, over the shoulder where it needed to be. But give the defense its flowers. I do want to quickly flip to the other side and just shout out Joe Alt, rookie tackle for the Chargers. He's gone up against Crosby, TJ Watt. I'm blanking on who they played week 2. But just say it again.
Broncos.
I don't know what pass rush. I saw some graphic that he's faced 3 elite pass rushers in his first 3 weeks of his career, giving up no sacks, no QB pressures. Obviously, the Chargers have a lot of injuries now, so we'll see what happens to them. But I thought I'd throw that out there, give flowers where deserved.
Yeah. Steelers defense has allowed 26 points through 3 weeks. Nobody has scored more than 10 points on them. And, the Chargers were looking hot coming in. I think the Chargers will be fine. They've looked really good under Harbaugh. But, when you run into a buzzsaw defense, dare I say, best defense in the NFL, you're going to have a problem with the ball. And once again, I think TJ Watt, with the way that offensive players have been performing this year, he has a shot at the MVP. He really does.
Yeah.
It's not a bad take.
It seems like a theme, I feel like, being a show so far, these 2 games about running the ball. And the Chargers definitely, under Harbaugh, wanted to run the ball. And that's what they did with J.K. Dobbins the first couple of games. That's how they got their play action going. And this kind of is what makes the Steelers, I don't agree with you, Liam, that they're the team to beat in the AFC or anything like that, but it makes them scary in the AFC, the fact that they can stop the run so efficiently like they're doing. Like, you can take a team that was getting 150 rushing yards against J.K. Dobbins a week ago and limit it to 44. Like, if you can do that against good running backs and great running back, you can make teams one-dimensional, and the Steelers defense can keep them in every game this season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't know about the team to beat in the AFC, but I don't think it's crazy to say they win the division. Even if they lose twice, the Ravens and to the Bengals, the way they've started compared to the way the other 2 have started, you're just going to be a leg up. There's only so many games in the season. To start 3-0 the way they did, I'm okay with them losing those 4 games as long as they get other, timely wins that they need to. It's just the Ravens and Bengals have put themselves at such a disadvantage at this point in the season.
Yeah, completely agree. Truett, what's your hot take of the week?
Yeah, my hot take is an apology. I have to apologize to Malik Willis. I was very disrespectful to him last week. I also need to apologize to the Packers in general because I didn't think that they would be able to get the same level of run game going. And I was kind of right because Josh Jacobs didn't really do much. It was Malik Willis who was getting it done through the air, on the ground. Revenge game for him, like we talked about, and I just have to apologize. But let's not, deny that this Packers defense is incredible. Pick 6, another pick, plenty of sacks to go around. This is just, they're going to be fine. I take back what I said. Jordan Love is going to come back into a great situation. Excuse me. And shout out Malik Willis, showing that he actually has some value after playing for the Titans team that clearly is regretting choosing Will Levis over him.
It's kind of crazy, the comparison. You look at what Malik Willis was with the Titans and the fact that he was not throwing the ball. They really wouldn't let him throw the ball. And now he's out here slinging the ball around the field with the Packers, and they're letting him air and letting him use his arm strength, which he clearly has a lot of. It feels like the biggest definition of revenge game possible. Like, he came out there and proved the team that gave up on him wrong. Like, outplayed the guy who beat him, who replaced him, all that stuff. Really proved the Titans wrong, and you got to give him credit, got to give him props. This was a great game by Malik Willis.
Yeah, how can you not root for the guy? True, I want to echo what you said about the Packers defense. They have weapons everywhere. I know we talked about the Vikings, top of the division right now, but Packers look tough, and the Lions are still hanging around. I don't know, boys. I think when Jordan Love comes back, I think the Go Pack Go might be taking this division rank. Huge matchup this week.
Yeah.
Rick, I got to ask, why don't we throw a little wager on this? Huh?
All right.
What do you want to do?
Do you know any of their
Yeah.
menu items, things
We'll,
we can eat?
we'll come up with something off camera for this Vikings Packers game. How about that?
Yeah, and fans of the show, if you have any off-menu items you should eat, you can feel free to tweet us at Fun and Locker Room, and we'll consider it for the bet.
Sounds good.
I can already feel my stomach starting to get scary down there.
Uh-oh.
One more thing on the Packers. I know that Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears are not the greatest running back room, but anytime that you hold an NFL team with 33 yards on the ground, it's a scary defense to be reckoned with. Also, quickly before we move on to the next one, is it time to give up on Will Levis? I know we're only 3 games into the season, but he's having a generational run as a meme star, but not really as a quarterback.
Dude has looked JV at best, and the Titans have been in positions to win some games. I really am starting to think that he's going to have a short leash, maybe 2 more weeks before somebody else comes in. Who's the backup on that team? Sure, you know who it is?
Was Malik Willis?
I'll take a gander. I'm not really sure. I do want to. Oh, Mason Rudolph, the coach.
Mason Rudolph. Oh boy! Wow, that's great.
I do want to shout out DeAndre Hopkins. Actually, looks like he's still a pretty good wide receiver. As much as no one really talks about him ever since he left the Cardinals, he had some good plays that game. All right, what are we heading into? Should we rip the Band-Aid off, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Rough game for my team. Got to give flowers where flowers are due. Saquon just ran all over us, and we really couldn't do anything to stop him. He had that 65-yard run and recorded the fastest sprint time that he has had on a run in 5 years. Of course it comes against us, right? Of course. There were some encouraging things. Our defense, once again, looked very, very good, except for 2 pretty bad mistakes. Special teams was incredible. The offense just sputtered out. We didn't have it this week. Our starting center got hurt, I think, second or third play of the game, and we couldn't really establish the run. Now, I think this game exposed some issues for us. We need a wide receiver 3. We're running a 2-man group, and the Eagles knew that and covered Shaheed. They would not let him get a deep ball to save his life. Olave had a great game, but we need one more guy. I'm pretty optimistic. This is the toughest part of our schedule, and we got a big game coming up on Monday night next week. So,
if only you had someone in the slot that could just run slants.
True. Rank and I were talking before the game, and I was just reminiscing on how much I missed that man.
I'm sorry.
I guess the question, Liam, is: are you concerned that it seemed like the success of the Eagles' defense was going all out to stop the rush and stopping Alvin Kamara from getting going and daring Derek Carr to throw the ball? And I think last year we were all very concerned about Derek Carr's ability to actually be a competent quarterback. Is that crazy to say? And this kind of showed that he's not that competent quarterback that he was the first couple weeks when they aren't running his play actions and he has to do it all himself. So I guess I'm curious to see if teams are going to continue doing this of like stopping Alvin Kamara and just loading the box and daring Derek Carr to beat you, which he doesn't seem to be able to do.
Yeah. He looked great the first 2 games. We got to have better protection, and, the key to all football is establishing the run. You get a couple of yards on the ground, teams have to respect it. Boom, over the middle to the tight end. We don't really have a tight end. We don't really have an over the middle guy. So we kind of need some more personnel. I'm looking huge bounce back week. This is a big test me game against the Chiefs. If our offense sputters out again, we're going to have to start asking questions. But I just want to see us get the ball in the end zone. We couldn't put together any drives against the Eagles, and they absolutely dominated us in time of possession. I got to ask you guys this, though. Jalen Hurts this year has looked like buns.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
That was going to be my hot take 3 quarters through. I was like, this is going to be my hot take, and then they ended up winning, and I'm like, I'll save it.
But still, he had a pretty bad pick, and he missed Dallas Goedert on a wide open go route.
Yep. And then there was the fumble. I think the way the Eagles are, and I think everyone can agree with this, especially with the Falcons game, is the Eagles' biggest obstacle in being good is the Eagles. Is just constant mistakes, self-inflicted wounds. A lot are coming from Jalen Hurts. It's really weird because the O-line is so good. Like, I'm pretty sure the pick that he had was just like he had plenty of time. The fumble was him getting out of the pocket. They're so committed to their fourth downs, which is great and everything. But then they pulled it instead of doing the tush push, they pulled out that Saquon run, easily got stuffed. It's like they're just so in their own heads. You were committed to that last season and worked, and now you're kind of second guessing yourself. It's very weird, and they ended up winning the game. So I'm like, I won't touch on that, for my take. But I mean, a couple of big plays away from being 1-2, and then we have serious questions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Sirianni, man, I was very happy with the way he played or coached, rooting against them because he made some idiotic calls. They went for every single fourth down in our territory the first 4 plays, and they couldn't get points on the board at all. That man, he's made some really questionable decisions this season.
He seems like he's very washed up Dan Campbell.
Yeah, he tries to be Dan Campbell, but he can't be the man. You cannot be that man. It's a good way to rank.
Yeah. I like comparing quarterbacks to Daniel Jones, not to make Daniel Jones seem better, but to show how bad quarterbacks are. So in 2024, Daniel Jones has 4 touchdowns and 2 turnovers. Jalen Hurts has 3 touchdowns and 6 turnovers. Wow. Who's really the problem now? Jalen Hurts has not looked good. The tush push, not nearly as effective. He's just – I think we saw this at the end of last season. At least I did. They're spluttering on the stretch and their playoff loss to the Buccaneers. But he's not doing good. He's not playing well. He's not – obviously, they were missing their top wide receiver. A.J. Brown was out. But still, like, you need to step up in the situations. If you're that quarterback getting paid that much money, it's just disappointing to see.
Well, you wonder what's going to happen with Devontae Smith, too. Tough hit. We'll see if concussion protocols in effect. But if you're down those 2 receivers, they're in for a world of hurt. And luckily, Saquon is good, or else they'd have no hope on the offensive end.
That was a good pun, Troy.
What did I say?
World of hurt.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. They're calling Jalen Hurts Tyrod Taylor with a good offensive line.
Oof.
So, yeah,
I can see
he's got to
love that.
Yeah.
Next game, Truett, we'll let you start for him. This one on the Seahawks side, Dolphins Seahawks. The Seahawks are 3-0. We would never have said that going into the season. None of us said that. Here they are, though.
Appreciate that, Rank. Can't take too much credit. Skylar Thompson is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. I actually was kind of angry when he got hurt because Tim Boyle came in and looked immediately better. But I think what we're really getting here is a successful defense. And no surprise, Mike McDonald comes in and just changes that defense. We're stopping the run. We're stopping the pass rush. I'm butchering the stat. We've given up. I'll get it back. I'll get it to you in a minute, but very few amount of points. Something that hasn't been done in a while. So the defense is just doing tremendous. The offense has been very inconsistent. We go up 17-3 sometime in the first quarter. We have a promising drive in the second, and then nothing through the third quarter, and then a Zach Charbonnet 99-yard drive that ends in his touchdown. To the end to make it look like it was a little bit more dominant. But it really wasn't. It was a lot of offensive sputtering in the middle of the game. And I think the play that really defines what we're leaning on as a team is Geno Smith threw a very hurried pass that was tipped and was a pick on the 6-yard line, our own 6-yard line, and the Dolphins got a field goal out of it, which I think speaks volumes about what this team is really about. Super proud that we're 3-0. Have we been tested yet? No. So I'm not going to be too excited, too rah-rah, too Super Bowl and bust. But, yeah, win's a win.
Coming this week, Truett, you guys play the Lions.
That's a test. That's a big test for sure.
That's
2 big running backs that we got to stop. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, maybe your running back duo will be back healthy. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet has played well. The 2 of them together could be a scary knockout punch for some teams. Get some teams.
Yeah. I agree.
True. I got to give you guys a lot of credit. That duo of Hankins and Jenkins, those two are unbelievable. They're really good. This Seattle defense reminds me of a Seattle defense from long ago.
Oh, that's too nice.
They're,
I don't
dude,
know if
they're-
we're there.
Okay, I love to overreact. I love to play into the narratives, but they have looked really good through 3 weeks.
I think we
Rich
have
and-
some personnel that can get there. I'm a big fan of Julian Love. Big fan of the cornerback duo, Reek Wallen and Witherspoon. Those guys could turn into like high impact players for sure. But like you're saying, the guys that really nobody knows about, just making plays where it counts. It's a unit. It's a unit. It reminds me a lot of the Chiefs defense, and I'm not trying to like say we're like the Chiefs defense, but it's just a cohesive unit where guys step up because they're trained well and coached well.
That's fair.
Any news on Kenneth Walker before we move on? Any news?
I'm not sure. I'll get back to you on that. But is the Dolphins season over?
Yes. If
Yeah.
I'm a Dolphins head coach or the fans, you want to tank for like Shedeur Sanders or get a quarterback in there because no offense to Tua, and you can't trust him, one, to be healthy, or two, he should probably never play football again. And this team is too talented. We've discussed this a couple of years about teams that are quarterback away. The Dolphins are a freaking quarterback away. Like they have so much talent on the offense side of the ball. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I really don't know why Huntley didn't get in the game at all. I think Huntley's a much better QB than the two that they trotted on the field. So I'd love to see him get a shot before we call it over as a season.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement that Tua just shouldn't take another snap? Are we all
probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think the guy should step on the football field again. No
And
hate.
Skylar Thompson shouldn't either. He is by far the worst player I've ever seen.
Yeah. Dude, his pocket awareness was negative. I've never seen a guy like that in my life.
You see him get rocked at the end of the first half?
Yeah.
He got rocked. He had no idea where he was.
Who was that Bills quarterback who threw the 5 picks in the game?
Nathan Peterman.
Skylar Thompson might be worse. At least Nathan Peterman's out there like throwing the ball around somewhere.
Rank, if I need a game-winning drive, out of Nathan Peterman, Skylar Thompson, and Brock Osweiler, who are you taking?
It's got to be Osweiler.
Yeah,
Wow.
Easy Osweiler. Easy.
Oh
He had success for a couple games in Denver. It's more like I could say for the other two guys.
That's true.
All right.
What do we want to see next?
Ravens, Cowboys. Ravens got up big early. Lamar Jackson probably had his best first half performance he's had all season. Looks good. But then obviously faltered in the second half. I feel like a little more confident in this Ravens offense. I like how they were giving the ball to Derrick Henry, letting him run it. Like the things we had talked about on the show, maybe John Harbaugh's listening to us. Like he's giving them the ball. But another second half collapse, which is not what you want to see.
Very lucky that they were playing the Cowboys. So if they were playing any other team, I think they come back on them. But yeah, the Ravens have not looked like themselves this year.
No.
Man, little second half collapse of the Cowboys. I mean, I thought that their defense was going to be absolutely dominant this year like it was last year. And they really haven't been. They've given up more than 25 points in every single game. And it doesn't get any easier next week. They have we talked about prove it games. They play the Bills next week. This is an early make or break for the Ravens.
Hey, well, Mike McDonald's not coaching that anymore. Sorry to put it. Stat of the day. You guys probably all saw it. How many teams are going to have 45 of their 60 plays be runs? What a crazy game. What a crazy game plan. I mean, it worked at the end of the day, but does that contribute to almost blowing it? You would think no. You would think if you're running it all the time, you're wasting clock. And
I think we've seen too many teams. I don't know why teams keep doing it. They take their foot off the gas pedal and they run the ball in the second half. How many times do we see big-time games blown by sorry-ass coaches before teams actually, like, keep putting the pedal on the metal? Like, these college coaches don't give a shit. They're going up 70-0. They're running the score up. NFL coaches need to take a page out of their playbook and keep doing that. Otherwise, we're going to see some keep seeing these comebacks.
Shout out to Aguilar, leading receiver for the Ravens this week.
Jesus. Quickly flip it to the other side. Just saying the same things as last week. I mean, you got to help Jack out. He threw the ball 51 times. I would probably only want Mahomes, Josh Allen, and maybe probably not even Lamar to throw the ball 51 times. You got 51 yards on the ground. Rico Dowdle, 32 yards. Zeke rushed the ball 3 times, dude. There isn't I think one of us could suit up and play running back. I really do. I don't know if we'd be good, but we'd be maybe as good as some of these guys. You think if I gave you 3 carries, you could get at least 6 yards? Behind Tyron Smith? Probably.
It'd be pretty damn close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, we talked about this last week. I hate to keep bringing it up, but absolute incompetency on the Cowboys front office year after year. Unbelievable that they couldn't bring in a guy that could run the ball. And we saw a little trouble in paradise at the end. I don't know if you guys saw CeeDee and Dak getting a little chippy with each other on the sideline. Ooh. I got to ask you guys this question. Is Cowboys season done? Can we write them off right now?
Not in a bad NFC. The NFC is too bad to write the Cowboys off yet.
It's not even the NFC's bad. It's just weird teams are good. The Vikings are 3-0.
What do you got? I know there's a big game on Sunday night coming up.
Thursday night.
It's Thursday night? Oh,
it's
baby.
Thursday night.
Even better. What are we thinking, Rankle? You got a little preview for us?
The Giants have an opportunity. Dan Jones is playing better.
Let's cut to that game. I want to talk about your Giants, Frank. Let's cut to that game.
Malik Neighbors is making Daniel Jones look good. Let's be honest. Let's put it all out there. The catches he's making, he's jumping over defenders and catching balls that should not be caught. Like, there's no way these balls should be caught. He is Odell Beckham just a couple years later. And It's so fun to watch that we have a good wide receiver again. And he really just makes everyone around you better. Like, Devin Singletary is looking good. Like, it's nice to see, and it gives me hope that coming into this game against the Cowboys, we get you go in there and win. Will we go into Dallas and win? Probably not, but we have no pressure on us. Cowboys got all the pressure. We have no pressure, and we have the talent to potentially go do that. On the other side of the ball, got to shout out the defense. 8 sacks. The Giants had 8 sacks against the Cleveland Browns. This pass rush looked amazing. Brian Burns got a strip sack for a fumble. Kayvon Thibodeaux didn't even get a sack. Like, it's just everybody's doing their part, and that's what we love to see. Love to see it. It was a great game.
I will say, Rank, I feel like Thibodeaux doesn't get enough credit because he was in the same draft class as Hutchinson. Eye test, he's a good player. He's a very
he is, but he needs to get the sacks. He needs the numbers up.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Flip side of the ball. The Browns have looked poopy brown this year, huh? Part of me is thinking that the offensive line is just, you know what? I don't want to block for a rapist. And they're just letting guys run free and hitting Deshaun Watson. Man, what a poor game from them. Again, their only bright spot being Amari Cooper. Once again, just could not get it going on the ground. Jerome Ford, where have you gone, man? Stepped up huge last year, and there's no Nick Chubb to save this team.
The magic from last year is just gone. Yeah. It's just, doing it with 4 QBs and making the playoffs, it's just gone.
Well, do you know why the match is gone? As Liam said, you have Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, and Joe Flacco's not there anymore.
Yeah. And you know what? I just want to throw this out there. Myles Garrett does not deserve to be in the same conversation as Mr. TJ Watt.
Fair.
That's fair.
Fair point. Real talk, though, like massage table stuff aside, Deshaun Watson was like incredible in Houston. And I know like there was some time off when the whole stuff happened. And everyone just talks about his collapse and has to associate with massage table, and rightfully so. But if that doesn't happen, how does he suck? Like, how do you have a fall off this bad?
Well, I can tell you, Truitt, you don't take a snap for 2 years. I still
Time
don't
off.
understand how the Browns offered this man so much money when he didn't play snap for 2.5 years. It didn't make any sense then, and it will never make any sense. And they let Baker go. Phew.
Like you've seen in the past, guys who were sit a year, like Le'Veon Bell sat a year, he was never the same guy again.
Yep.
Even like a lesser extent, Josh Gordon. Remember Josh Gordon, the wide receiver for the Browns? Like he was great, and they got suspended for a year, and he never was the same. Like sitting out a year in football is a big difference. It's not even just like there's a difference between like sitting out a year and like being injured, because you're injured, you're on the team, you're rehabilitating, you're constantly there. Sitting out, you're not near the team, you're not near facilities, you're not near coaches, you're not experiencing the day in, day out grind the NFL is. It's really a difference maker. I feel like these guys sitting out a year, and if in my mind, this is a leverage point for the NFL owners in like negotiations. You like say, fine, you sit a year, look what happens to your career. Like you just go down the shit.
Well said, Rank. Well said. Can we talk about Andy Dalton a little bit?
Yeah. What a feel good story, huh? I mean, people were calling this Carolina team the worst team ever. I am, people. That was me. And Bryce Young got benched. It was an all-time low for the 3, maybe 4 Carolina Panthers fans that are out there. And the Red Rider, the Red Rocket, Mr. Andy Dalton comes in and just absolutely flips the script. 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. First quarterback to put up those stats this season. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How can you not root for the guy?
Dude, the guy played in the AFC North in the 2010s. He's seen crazy defenses. Like, people forget, he was that dude for a while. And he had some crazy throws. And now you got to wonder, is Bryce Young, is he gone forever? Everyone's saying, look at all the Baker, look at all the Sam Darnold stuff. Well, hold on. Take a step back now.
Right? You got anything for us?
I think Bryce Young's done on Carolina. There's no way he should be doing it. I saw some take that they said that the Panthers should ship around right now before the owner gets crazy and says, oh, look, this team's not that bad. Maybe Bryce Young can compete with this team. Like, Bryce Young needs to be out of Carolina. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be a good NFL quarterback. But he's just got to get out of Carolina. Shout out to Andy Dalton, though. Love the guy. I love these veteran quarterback success we've been seeing the past couple of years. Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton. Like, these guys are coming out and showing that they still have talent. You should stop giving up on these guys to draft rookie quarterbacks who are going to flatten the league for a while. Like, these are proven commodities who can win you football games now. And that's what Andy Dalton did. And also shout out to Andy Dalton for making the rest of the Panthers viable fantasy options again, like Deontay Johnson, Chuba Hubbard. Real guys you can start on your team now.
I just want to go back. I said something last week that I think the QB talent in this league has gone down significantly. And I think that this year, Joe Flacco last year proves my point. The old guys just know how to sling that ball. They know how to get it done. On the flip side of the ball, the Raiders, Zamir White, what the fuck, man? You've ruined my fantasy team in like 3 leagues. I absolutely hate you. He's just a bum. This Raiders team, man, they're just bad. What a fluky win they had last week. It was all Max Crosby. I mean,
they don't have a quarterback. It's hard to win the NFL when you have Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell being your quarterbacks. Maybe they should trade for Bryce Young. Bryce Young in Las Vegas. Let's see that. Book it.
Yeah, so how was Gardner Minshew so good last year?
Good head coach. Good guys around him. I don't know.
Well, so is it really him?
No. But is it? It's like I feel like I go back and forth between whether it's a quarterback makes a team or the coach makes the quarterback. I think it's a little bit of both. I think there are quarterbacks who can make the team, and there's other times when the coach makes the quarterback. And it depends on how good of a quarterback you are.
yeah.
And there's a tier of quarterbacks who can compete and play well no matter what the situation is. They can make teams around better. Look at Aaron Rodgers, how the Jets have turned around.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of quarterbacks who are only good because their coach is good. And we'll say Brock Purdy's probably one of them. Yeah, he probably is. Sam Darnold probably is. These are the quarterbacks that are good because of their head coach, not the other way around.
Well, man, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Sam Darnold did lead possibly one of the worst Jets teams of this century to an 8-9 record under head coach Adam Gase. So,
Yeah.
maybe you have to believe in these guys. And for Gardner Minshew, I mean, you had Michael Pittman last year, Mr. Josh Downs, Alex Pierce came into his own, Jonathan Taylor, pretty good offensive line.
Ross there too.
He doesn't have it this year.
No.
Or
Rick,
does he?
To your point,
I mean,
dudes like Bruce Arians had jobs for years on that concept, dude. The quarterback was like, I think you have a very good point, but it's not like an exact science, and it's not 100% correlation.
I think it's hard to figure out which quarterbacks are one way or the other until you see it on multiple teams with different head coaches. Because then you can start feeling it and figuring it out.
I want to interrupt real quick. I just finished the Meat Mountain.
oh my gosh. Final rating? True. Did you get any Arby's sauce on it?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'd give it I'd up it to an 8 out of 10. I mean, that was really good. The chicken tender in there was just incredible. I need to go wash myself. I'll be back while you guys start the next game.
All right.
All right.
Rank. I want to jump into Niners Rams.
Okay, good.
I didn't get to watch this game, but I went back and watched the recap at night. Holy moly. Shout out to Jawan Jennings. I mean, the man had the equivalent of a 60-point triple-double. Unbelievable performance. And they were just Brock Purdy was throwing up heat checks to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was coming down with everything. It was so sick. What a game this was.
It was a crazy game for Jawan Jennings. But what did Brandon Ayuk do to this offense? Like, did he just dent somebody's car? Did he cheat on somebody with somebody's girlfriend or something like that? Like, why will they not give him the ball? Like, this was the opportunity. No Debo, no George Kittle. Ayuk was like, all right, this is time to step up and prove the contract he got. But nope, 5 receptions, 48 yards. It's a mystery why Jawan Jennings getting these touches and not Brandon Ayuk.
Liam, you want to talk about a missing person poster? Throw one out there for him too.
Yeah.
I got to apologize to Brock Purdy, and I saw this tweet the other day that said, if you're still hating on Brock Purdy, if you're still a naysayer, then you're just a hater. And you know what? Yeah, I am just a hater because the guy came out there with a stud without his top dogs, without his top running back. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean,
you watch the game,
but at the end of the day, guess what happened, Truitt? At the end of the day, they took that fat ball.
That's fair, but Brock Purdy had a couple hard-nosed runs. Like, he dove for a first down or two. Like, he put his body on the line. He's going out there, 292 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 41 rushing yards. Like, yes, they lost, but it's not on Brock Purdy.
No, it's not. It's not. And it's inspiring because I hate to say this. You're going to have to pay the guy soon, and maybe you don't need to pay, one of Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, all that money because he'll be fine without them. I hate saying that. I hate that it just came out of my mouth.
Shout out the Rams. Matthew Stafford with a bunch of sorry-ass wide receivers just put on a clinic. His long bombs, he was airing the ball out. It was fun to watch and really just showed the talent that Matthew Stafford still has in this league.
Totally.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Shout out Kyron Williams. Great game. Absolute workhorse.
Shout out the Rams in general because I think it's a very different story if you go 0-3. It's the first win of the season. A little bit of desperation time. You want to stay alive in this NFC West. Getting a leg up on the Niners, the Rams, and the Cardinals are all tied. I don't know who is the tiebreaker, but you just need to stay competitive and shout, getting it done when you need to get it done.
All right. Before we jump into the next game, I want to give a little game break. Currently, we got two games on right now. Looks like the Bills are leading the Jags 20-3. End of the second quarter, and it is 7-7 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Wow, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm excited to watch the commies come to play tonight. I'm really excited.
Yeah, how are you feeling,
Okay,
True, about
fine.
this?
True, you got any words for us?
I'm regretting my decision to be different, but only for one of the games. Commanders are covering right now, so we'll see how that goes.
But
So
you picked the Bengals to cover.
What?
Yeah.
Did I? Oh,
You picked the Bengals to it.
You said by 10.
just move on to the next game.
Yeah, Bengals would scrape on it.
Let's go through some of these games. I think we have 2 more big games, and we can speed through some of them.
Wow.
Lions, Cardinals. Dan Campbell once again running a hook and ladder. Like,
Come on, man.
it's crazy to
Yeah.
watch. Another big game for them.
Grind fest for sure. It's a tough grind.
It's really, really hard not to root for this Lions team. And shout out to David Montgomery. Absolute animal the man is. Unbelievable. Rank, you and I are very high on the Cardinals. I think they're going to be all right. I think it just was not their week this week.
This game should not have been the score. I don't know if you guys saw the first half, but
the pick six that got called back.
yeah, that pick 6 that got called back because they called 2-minute warning. On the replay, you can clearly see the 2-minute warning did not happen, that they snapped the ball at 2:01. 1, ridiculous, you can't review that. 2, ridiculous, why is the team snapping a ball? Like, why are the refs calling a ball like the play dead? Like, they're snapping the ball, they want the play to happen. Like, let them play. That's utterly ridiculous. And not that it cost the Cardinals to win, because one play shouldn't decide a game like that, and the Cardinals had opportunities to change this game around, but still a little ridiculous to see there.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Marvin? Came down to earth a little bit. Still had a great game, but
Yeah. I think the Cards are going to be okay. I really do. Truitt, I know the Seahawks are in first place right now, but you got to keep an eye in the rearview mirror for the Cardinals and the Niners.
we do. Don't worry. That's why it's just great that they have just had slow starts, because I know we're not the better team. We're the 4th best team in that division, probably. But hey, football's weird. It's been a weird season.
The best team rarely wins. That's what happens.
You guys want to talk a little bit about Chicago, Indianapolis, 2 young QBs, or not?
I've never been on the Caleb Williams hype train, and you know what? I'm happy I've never jumped on it. I don't like the guy. I just don't like the guy. I don't think he's a very likable guy.
What is it about him?
He can't get it done with his play. He's never been a winner.
Are you sure it's just his play?
Couldn't win in college. Can't win in the NFL.
I agree. The Caleb is a person I've never really liked. I think he's a little bit of crybaby and stuff like that. As a talent, I always thought he had talent. And it's hard for me to criticize him when you look at how bad that offensive line is. He's got no time. We talked about last year with Justin Fields in that pocket. Like, he was never getting any pass protection. And this is exactly what happened again. You put in young quarterbacks in situations where they're getting hit constantly. It's a miracle Joe Burrow is still in the league. This is a similar situation, but can Caleb Williams overcome this? We're going to have to wait and see. But I do think he's got the potential.
Did you guys see that play that they ran on, what was it, like 4th down or something?
Oh, where the 3 linemen fell like right away.
Dude, the ball was snapped and instantly had 4 guys on him, and then pitched it out to the sorry-ass running back who just had to take a knee because he was like, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, that sums up the Bears season, They got all these shiny weapons on offense, but time and time again, you need pass protection, and they don't have that.
Did you see that there was a tweet that had all of DeAndre Swift's 13 carries organized from least amount of yardage gained to most, and the first 8 were all for negative. He had 13 carries, 20 yards. So bad. I want to quickly say that Anthony Richardson sucks, dude. I'm sorry. I know some people are still pretty optimistic about him. Had a great play, phenomenal play to get to the goal line, and then one of the weirdest looking picks, just triple coverage, just softball lobs it to him. I really don't know what to make out of him. And it's year 2, and he really played half of year 1. But I saw a great tweet. He can make plays that 99% of QBs can't make, but he can't make some throws that 99% of QBs can make.
It's a good way to put it.
Last big game, and then we can rapid fire to the last two. Chiefs Falcons. I was talking to Liam before the show, and I won't say it because we've made a pact as a team that we're not going to doubt the Chiefs, but it's really started to nothing concerning. It's just strange how the Chiefs can never fully put it together. I feel like it's the same problem last year, same problem year before. The fact that they can't finish drives, they can't finish drives in the red zone, they can't turn those field goals into touchdowns, which can make games like this turn these into blowouts that the Chiefs should be blowing teams out. It's kind of shocking to me at times.
Defense wins championships.
Rank.
Mahomes is one of the greatest QBs ever, but defense wins championships.
I will never talk bad about the Chiefs again. They can play C- football and still win every single game.
That's which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Travis Kelce and outside of Rashee Rice, someone else has to get involved on offense. Pacheco's down.
I don't think it's going to happen with Kelce. I think this is really the beginning.
You think this is the year he takes a step back?
Yeah, you could kind of see it a little bit last year. He's constantly thinking about what he's going to just get into when he gets home. I'll leave it at that. No, but seriously, I think he's just getting older and he just doesn't have that same mojo. And it's hard for a tight end to be this dominant. Gronk wasn't there the entire time Brady was dominant. It's tough. But shout out Rashee Rice. He is really good. He's very good at football.
Yeah. Great football player. True. Unfortunately for you, I had the script actually. So the NFL mailed this to me.
Wow.
Chiefs are going to be Chiefs are going to be the first team to three-peat, and Taylor Swift is going to break up with Travis Kelce, which is going to incite a fire in him. He's going to put up numbers we've never seen.
Wow.
Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs become the first NFL team to have a three-peat. So,
is this breaking news in the show? This is big.
Wait, is he breaking? Is she breaking up with him after the Super Bowl, or
no?
What?
Mid-season because of his poor play, and boom, he turns it around
because of his poor play. What a bitch!
Can't be dating losers. I mean, he's not. All he's done is win. But
yeah. You want to talk about the Falcons? I mean, they had a chance. They weren't out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have the magic. Unfortunately, they weren't playing the Eagles, right? So
yeah, it's a tough football team.
Did we talk about that game?
No, we haven't, and we don't have to talk much about it. But Kirk Cousins deserves a lot of respect for.
I'm sorry, Kirk. But I feel like this was more of the Eagles losing than the Falcons winning.
100%.
Prevent defense. The only thing prevent defense does is prevent you from winning. Time and time again.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that was just a weird game. I mean, they put dudes in the goddamn end zone and just gave up. Darnell Mooney was all right, I'll just go 40 yards if it's going to be wide open. And my stomach is making sure that I never doubt Kirk Cousins again. It's starting to set in. Let's go rapid fire through some games. Rank, what do you want to start with?
Yeah, rapid fire, one sentence per person. Jets versus Patriots. Liam.
Jets. Let's go. Best win under the Aaron Rodgers regime. Defense looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And Breece Hall. In Breece we trust. Dude's goated. Jets are going to win that division.
Defense wins championships. That's my sentence.
God, I love the Jets.
Congrats to the Jets. First win at home against the Patriots in 9 years. They deserve it. They've been through hell and back. Last game on the docket for this week. Broncos versus Buccaneers. Truett, any takes?
I'm depressed because I have Rachaad White in fantasy. Other than that, what the hell was this game? Bo Nix looked like like Joe Montana. Like it was, I should have said John Elway. That would have been better. Yeah, just weird game in general. I don't really know how to interpret it.
Bo Nix had the best game this season by a rookie quarterback.
Fair take.
Yep.
And Liam?
I'm excited for these NFC South games. I am so excited for these interdivisional games to come up. I can't wait.
Panthers should be getting some good wins against the Saints.
Yeah, really,
Ian, can we get a
mountain of yours?
Can we get a score update? I just saw the scores, but you should say it.
Yeah, we can get a score update. The Bills now lead the Jaguars 27-3. Ooh.
Why do I have to do
And it looks like the Commanders are driving down the field on the Bengals.
God.
7-7 still in that game.
Welcome back to Fun the Locker Room. We hope you enjoyed the Week 3 NFL 2024 season recap. We're going to get into some baseball because we are 7 days away from October. Actually, that might not be true. I don't know how many days are in September. But we're getting towards October baseball, and our teams are in a rubber match for their spot to be in one of the 3 NL wildcard spots. I'm going to let the Mets fans discuss first because your season has been a roller coaster from OMG to Grimace to Hawk Tua and everything in between. Tell me what's going through your minds right now.
The Mets did it. The Mets are doing it. To lose Lindor and go 6 wins and 1 loss on a 7-game homestand against the Nationals and Phillies is huge. Shout out Acuna. Shout out Pete. Shout out Nimmo. Shout out Viento. Shout out this whole team to step up and do what they did. And a huge shout out to Edwin Diaz. And he got a 4-out save the night before, 6-out save last night. He is lights out and looking like the closer he was back in 2022 at this point, I think it was. And with that and his team, electricity. The building was alive. It's a great time to be a Mets fan.
Rankle, I've never seen a Mets team like this in my lifetime since the 2015 team that went to the World Series. I've never been more excited for a team. And I have full trust and belief in Mr. Carlos Mendoza to be our coach for the future. I would die for that man. Jose Iglesias, I would die for you. And last night, the most Mets thing ever was about to occur. Throw to third base. We were up 2-1. It hits the bag. And 1,000 times out of 1,000, that ball would end up in left field and the Phillies would tie it up. But this season, no. It hits the bag, bounces up, and we hold on for the win. Words can't describe what this team has done this year and the magic that they've had. And all they got to do is close it out in Atlanta. We've been here before. We were here 2 years ago, Rank, and we know how that ended. All we got to do is close it out in Atlanta.
This is a time for revenge. It's time for redoing what happened in the past. Like, if I was thinking this the other day, or somebody was telling me this the other day, this team has not celebrated since 2015. Because 2022, when we made the playoffs, we backed into it. They weren't celebrating it because we lost the division. Like, yeah, we made the playoffs, but that's not where we should have been. This team has a chance to go into Atlanta and celebrate in the Atlanta Braves dugout. Celebrate on the field. Celebrate in the clubhouse. Celebrate where we have been heartbroken for so many times over so many years. Like, it's so poetic. It's so, like, perfect. It's so what needs to happen. And we win 2 out of 3 there, and we're a playoff team, which is mind-boggling and so exciting. And we'll get into what happens after that if we get there, but this is just great.
I'm pretty happy for you guys. You have gone through it all, and it just seems fitting that you will be the ones to slay the Phillies, and hopefully not the Padres. I'm not going to get too much into the Padres right now, but I do want to say two cool stats because you guys have told me that it's really just about the hottest team in baseball. Since July 27th, which is 46 or so games ago, Manny Machado is batting .323, 16 home runs, OPS of 1,007, 51 ribbies. And since return from injury, Fernando Tatis Jr. has not walked once in 17 games since he returned, but still has a 940 OPS over that stretch. So this team is hot, and we're ready to take on whoever we want. I'll let you, if you guys want to say anything about that, we should talk about what happened with Shohei. Unfortunately, we should talk about that.
Yeah, Shohei, first guy in the 50-50 club, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
What a game, too.
Yeah. What an accomplishment.
6 for 6, 3 home runs.
Maybe the best. Yeah, the best game ever. Maybe
That's what they were saying.
Dude's unbelievable. He might be in conversations that would make a lot of people uncomfortable when talking about greatest talents to ever step on the diamond. I cannot wait for this Dodgers team to choke in playoffs. I cannot wait.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Happens every year.
Their pitching is really concerning. As much as you have just crazy at-bats from these dudes, really not strong pitching at all. So I think that would be the demise. And I mean, we saw that versus the Diamondbacks, that game when Kershaw had an abysmal first inning, gave up 6 runs or something. I would go on record as saying that's going to be the fall if they have one in the first round.
No, that's fair.
Shout out CJ Abrams also. Does anyone know the exact details of what happened?
He was in Chicago at a casino, drunk and gambling till 8 a.m. in the morning when he had a 1 p.m. baseball game the next day. Or that same day, I guess, 5 hours later after he left the casino.
Demoted to the minors. And the AAA season, I believe I saw somewhere is over. So he's actually going to AA, which sucks.
Yep, that just goes to show that, to be a gambler, you got to put up the stats. You got to go for 50 and 50.
Or have a translator. That helps too.
I do respect the Nationals for this, though. I feel like you got to put, for a young team like this, put the guy in his place. He'll be fine. He'll be back in the big leagues next year. It's not really a concern long term, but it just sets a attitude and precedent which a young team like this needs. Because I went to the game a couple weeks ago, and every single guy on their team is younger than 24 years old. They're young and up and coming.
Right. I think that is a totally great point. I also wanted to just put context on it. It's not like they're playing it for anything right now. So it's not listen, if they're in a wild card race, would they do the same thing? I don't know. But you are correct. They saw this as an opportunity to set some discipline and set the tone.
Yep. Elsewhere in the baseball, we might as well talk about the AL as much as we were NL people and National League fans. The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Detroit, I think you said this earlier today.
Yeah.
They had a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs, I believe, in early August, middle August, and then it jumped to 8.9 and 20, and now they're at a 70% chance. I mean,
crazy.
Talk about story of the year. This Tigers team absolutely came out of nowhere, and they got a real shot to make the playoffs. Really good shot.
I feel like it's gone very under the radar too. I don't know if you guys have any insight on what's the secret sauce.
No idea. I have not watched any Tigers games this year, to be honest.
No, haven't.
I think they just called up. I saw some tweets that they just called up the best pitching prospect in baseball to try and help them, punch their ticket. So that should be really exciting if you're a Detroit fan. Shout out to Detroit sports.
Yeah, well,
distance.
When you have a guy like Tariq Skubal pitching for you, you're going to do pretty well. What a beast that guy is! Unbelievable.
I guess next week we'll have to go through and do some predictions.
Yeah.
And then I also know that we have some horrible takes that we need to review. Frank, I'm sure you can pull out those receipts. I myself know that I said some great things about San Francisco.
I know my MVP picks did not pan out this year. I know that.
All right. Do we want to do Hoops Grid?
Let's do some Hoops Grid. You want me to throw it up?
Yes, please.
Oh, baby. Got one of my teams. 1 second. All right. I think we could do really well with this one.
All right, Trey. The Thunder Row is going to be all you.
Yeah.
Jazz T-Wolves.
We go.
I'm going to shout out my hometown guy, Tom Gugliotta.
Nice. Thank God that was the first one because I did not know how to spell that.
Did Alan Crabb ever play on the Jazz? Blazers Jazz, maybe?
Worth a shot. Oh, that's not it. Alan Crabb. He got some good money.
I know he played on the Nets. He didn't get a block. There's no way.
You know, surprisingly, we don't have a lot of interdivisional movement. I could throw in, oh my God, backup center.
Did Trevor Booker play on any of these other teams besides the Jazz? Did he sneak onto the Nuggets one year?
Dude, I think he might.
Or the Blazers? I just remember he hit that backward shot. Was that against you guys?
Yeah, that was against us.
It's absolutely insane.
Damn it. All right, it was worse. Sorry, Sean. Let's see if this, I don't know where this would be. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez.
Yeah.
Horrible.
We get
Actually, no. That's not really common knowledge.
Jingles would be too obvious for Jazz Trailblazers. Did Gary Harris play for the Jazz?
Damn! I suck.
you know that one was going to be high.
I know it. That's embarrassing.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
Oh my God, dude. I'm an L ball knower.
Randy Foy, GOAT. It's my GOAT.
Ed
Really?
Davis, Blazers Jazz.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, yeah, of course, Ed Davis.
Sorry. Oh, we gotta get some diamonds, fellas. Should we throw Rudy Gobert in the middle? Think that'd be a rare one.
Damn, you know what's really sad? We can't get Shelvin Mack on this one, unfortunately.
Oh, it's devastating.
Juancho Hernan Gomez,
Ooh.
Nuggets Jazz.
Nuggets, Jazz, Wancho.
JU.
This is embarrassing. Oh.
Truett freeze?
Yeah. It froze. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I have one for the top right now. Earl Watson.
Oh, Earl Watson. That's right.
If Truett ever
Dude, he was a
rejoins.
goat. I loved him.
Hello? You hear me?
You're back.
There we go.
What the hell just happened?
You're good, bro.
Let me share. I don't know if you guys saw. I tried PJ Dozier. Let me get that back on there.
Top right, Truett, Earl Watson.
Oh, that's a great one. Call rank. Damn, we cannot buy a diamond to save our lives.
What about maybe like did CJ Miles play on the Blazers and the Jazz?
Ooh, maybe. Nope.
What about Devin Harris?
Which ones are you thinking?
Same one. Devin Harris play on the Nuggets? Maybe.
Truett, bottom right, Marcus Camby.
Nice.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Damn.
Plumlee,
Like a
Plumlee bottom right.
diamond?
What about Covington? Is Covington rare enough bottom right? Yes.
Nice. Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Needed that.
Greg Monroe play. Was Greg Monroe on one of these teams? Wasn't he on like the Blazers?
I think he played on the Blazers at one point.
Truett, try Tom Wheeler at bottom middle.
Third leg Greg.
What?
That's disgusting.
What about Christian Laettner bottom middle?
Oh, good shout.
Damn, we're getting hosed. Guys, I'm really dropping the ball here. I'm sorry.
Allen Jefferson bottom middle. Think he's more rare than Christian Laettner?
By a little.
That's disrespectful to Al Jefferson. I don't like that.
Oh no, we played for the Jazz. Liam, I was going to throw in a little Darius Baisley just to make you happy.
I'm happy he didn't make it.
Didn't Derek Favors play for? Did he play for the T-Wolves? I know he played for the Jazz and the Thunder.
What? Didn't Justin Jackson play for the Thunder?
Yeah, he was on there for a little bit. Is that Wolves?
I thought,
He's on the T-Wolves.
can we put Moses Brown? Moses Brown has to be on here somewhere, right?
Yeah, wait, I want to be
No,
careful
he played
with
for
this
the
spot.
Thunder.
I want to be careful with this spot before we accidentally lock it in.
I like
What about
Justin
Tony
Jackson for
Bradley?
top middle. But
Say it again, Rank.
no, you're fine. Tony Bradley for where?
I don't know. I know he played on the Thunder. I think he might have been Thunder Jazz, though, unfortunately.
Let's lock in Justin Jackson. I feel like he's going to be a good one and finishes off.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I know Tony Bradley played for one of these teams. That's going to piss me off.
He played for the Thunder and the Jazz.
Yeah.
I know that. I don't think he played for.
Oh, what?
What?
That's weird.
Wally Zerbiak, top middle.
Wally. What about Mike Muscala?
What?
Oh, we got hosed. How
We're
the
still at
hell?
86%.
Yeah, it's weird. Damn.
Whew, my bad.
More.
No, it's okay. Look
No,
at
we
that
good.
chiseled
We
face.
good.
What a chilled man. All right, Liam, let's get some birthdays in here.
Yeah. Actually, we got birthdays, and then I want to jump into another fun thing. But we'll start off in baseball today. Jabba Chamberlain turns 39 today. One of the premier Jabba. Yep, he was fantastic pitcher. True, you would have loved him. He's obviously out of the league. A guy by the name of Woody Woodward turns 82. That's
No
absolutely
way.
ridiculous to name your kid Woody Woodward. In basketball, we have the quote-unquote next LeBron James. Brandon Jennings turns 35 today. Happy birthday to you, Brandon Jennings. Yeah, that's all we got for basketball. Wow, this is light day. Moving over to football, John Harbaugh. Happy birthday to Mr. John Harbaugh, Coach. Him and DJ Chark are celebrating birthdays today. That's
What if they're celebrating together? What do you think the odds are?
Probably, yeah, they're probably getting down and dirty together. Moving over to hockey, we got
I don't think that's true.
Dixon Ward.
Dixon
Happy birthday.
Ward? Wow.
Dixon Ward.
Dixon Ward.
And yeah, you know what? I'm going to wrap up birthdays. We have a new section. Funniest names in college football this year. You guys ready for some of these?
Yeah.
We got. We'll start off with a tight end at a FIU, Rocky Beers. Happy birthday to you, Rocky Beers.
Great name.
Fantastic. Of course, the quarterback from ULM, Louisiana Monroe, General Booty. I mean, what a name! What a name that is.
General Booty.
Yep. Yeah, staying in the state in LSU, we have Major Burns. Happy birthday to Major
What position
Burns.
does he play?
Major Burns is a defensive back.
Nice.
Um,
Hopefully he
yeah.
doesn't get burned too badly.
Then, okay, we got some interesting ones down here. There's a guy on Purdue named Shittasilla.
Shit.
I hope we don't get banned for that. Moving over to the great state of Ohio, not at the Ohio State, just Ohio. We have Parker Titsworth. Shout out to Mr. Titsworth. That's great. And we go down south. We go down south to Georgia. Nitro Tuggle, speedy wide receiver on that unit.
Why do you think he's speedy?
His name is Nitro. I mean,
He's got to be speedy.
he's got to be fast.
Yeah, he's gotta be.
Yes.
Tuggle.
We got a lot of good names at the wide receiver position, boys. Squirrel White from Tennessee. Squirrel. That is incredible.
Wait, Liam, should we
And,
save some of these to do each week? We can read some funny names.
Yeah, I just got one more rank.
Okay.
One linebacker out of Charlotte named Stone Handy. Mr.
Stone Handy. That sounds good.
Mr. Handy. That's funny. That was actually my college football player's name. Stone Handy. That's sweet.
Stone Handy. Be careful out there.
All right. Yeah, we got some good ones for next week. I can't wait to read these off.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Fellow Locker Week 3. We got Week 4 next week. It'll be at the same time, same day of the week. Guys, will the MLB regular season be over by next Monday?
Should we just wrap it up? Maybe last game, maybe over? I think it'll be over by then.
All right, we can wrap it up. We'll get into some predictions. Rank will expose us, I'm sure, because we're not really good at our jobs. But we are good at entertaining people. So make sure you're here next week because we're going to have a great segment, great show lined up. Thank you again, everybody, for watching live on YouTube. We'll see you.